It breaks my heart to see pictures of innocent women and children caught in the crossfire of immigration, war, or terrorist attacks. It angers me that these tragedies are often contrived by corrupt, power-grabbing zealots or dictators who care little for humanity while advancing their own agenda of religious or nationalistic convictions. The hypocrisy of these leaders is war is very profitable and there's little incentive not to wage them. They are influenced by businesses who have much to gain by supplying the materials to fight wars and to rebuild the country after the war. The real crime is that when these leaders fan the flames of disagreement by trying to start a war for economic gain or to maintain power. Discrimination, racism, insults, hypocrisy, and false sense of entitlements are all actions that can spark a war. War happens when there's a disagreement on what is fair, truthful, sustainable, and honest. If two countries disagree on what that is, might is right, and the winner gets to define what is fair, truthful, and sustainable, and honest in advancing what they believe is in the best interest of their country or themselves. In a capitalistic society, success is defined as the ability to give the consumer what they want. They do not want a war as it interrupts the supply of customers. In a socialistic society as defined by the leaders, it is when everyone is satisfied with being equally miserable while the individual is trying to get by doing as little as possible. The masses want revolution as they actually want a capitalistic system. The troops in socialism are often mercenaries who couldn't care less about the reasons for the war as long as they are paid. Riots do not happen because of anger. Anger is the excuse to start a riot because riots are profitable. Rioters loot and destroy, getting free stuff, and then are hired by contractors to rebuild what they destroyed with the insurance proceeds. The dishonest logic is the ends justifies the means. Money is spent regardless of the merit on things that make war and then rebuild, which circulates into the economy. Money is not really wasted because it's not put in the street and burned. The best defense is a good offense. It's remarkable that a standing army costs about 90% of the cost of going to war. Armies need to be trained, housed, and fed, supplied with equipment and ammunition just to stay in practice. Troops in a capitalistic society believe that the motive for being ready to fight if it advances the fairness, truth, sustainability, and integrity for themselves and their loved ones. The only difference between practice, socialistic wars, and capitalistic wars is the cost of human life. To a dictator, that makes no difference if it keeps him in power. The sad truth about government and economics is war is always profitable. Immigration has become a tool or a weapon of war. Riots create jobs. Hospitals and drug companies make no money if they cured every disease. Car makers will go out of business if the cars didn't wear out. If diplomats and governments fixed problems, they'd be out of a job. Even paying off the national debt has no incentive, as it will grow again by spendthrifty politicians. Politicians love to spend your money to get someone else's vote. The bottom line is, there's little incentive to be honest or have integrity anymore. The only incentive is to not get caught. This is the modus operandi for too many people. All we can do is set a good example of fairness, truth, sustainability, and integrity. We must point out hypocrisy and stop political correctness that compromises the Golden Rule and the Ten Commandments. This is Keith Kuby wishing you the best in making the world a better place.